I was teaching kindergarten in the US for many years. So when I was there teaching, suddenly one year, a couple of the teachers came and told me, I was teaching kindergarten. Some of you may have heard this story, but somehow again, this is where Swami is taking me. So this teachers came and told me, Geeta, all your philosophy about love the children, they are your prema putras, all that doesn't work. Wait, this year in September, you're going to get a student and he's going to make your life miserable. This was the warning I got from the teachers from the 4-year-old classroom. So I laughed. I said, this child who comes to me is 5 years and 10 months old. How much mischief can a child learn in 5 years, If he's 15 years, at least the world has entered him. In 5 years, he has hardly lived. No child is going to, because I always used to say that Swami says, your Balavika's children are your Prema Putras, your children that you have chosen for yourself. You don't have them because you wanted to have children, but you have chosen to have these children. So I always used to say, no, these are all my children, So they said, no, you wait, you've got something coming your way. Sure enough, September 4th, school reopened. That's in the US, our school year begins in September. School reopened. I was waiting at the door to welcome all my new children, lovely little 5-year-olds. This child comes in and he comes in with a bang. And how is that bang? He picks up a chair and throws it across the room and breaks the window. That was his entry into my life. With a bang. So, from that day on, it was day after day after day of disaster. This boy will take the wooden blocks that you have in the classroom for building and beat the children with the blocks. This boy will take little plastic things and use the edge to cut somebody's hand. So every day became a problematic day for me. And every day I would talk to his family. He came from a broken family. Father and mother were divorced. The child was being used by the parents. The mother will give whatever you want, I will give you if you say mean things about the father. Father will say, if you say mean things about the mother, I'll give you whatever you want. So this child had become a violent child. Very smart, very intelligent, very good looking, very verbal, could speak very well, but very violent. So every day a child in my class was getting hurt. Every day I would talk to the mother. She would say, I know, please bear with him. He's going for counseling. Imagine, small fellow going for counseling. He's going for counseling. We hope to make him better. Please bear. So this went on, but slowly as the days went by, my reputation as a teacher was going down the tubes, because every day one child is hurt in my class. And the parent of that hurt child is up in arms. What is going on? You have no control over your classroom. The children are getting hurt. The child is getting beaten. He would use foul language. So the days went by. Whatever I tried, talking to the mother, father, to the director of our school, nothing worked. So one day, I used to come home and complain to my husband every day. And my husband, who is an operations engineer for NASA, his only solution was, if you don't like it, quit. Don't tell me your problems. So this was the solution, and it wasn't a solution that I could take because Swami had asked me to teach. So this went on for a while, and one day, one Thursday evening, I was lighting the lamps in front of Swami's picture, and I got very upset because that particular day had been a very difficult one. He had hit a child with a wooden block, and we had to call the ambulance, and the child needed 6 stitches on his forehead. So that day I looked at Swami's picture. Don't for a moment think that he's not sitting right there, right now, listening. I looked at that picture and I said, Swami, I can't do this. You asked me to be a teacher. I can't do this anymore. You said these are my Prema Putras. Forget about Prema. I don't even like this child. I would think some days all the children in the class got chicken pox. Only this child didn't get chicken pox. Not even a single day he got a cold or a cough, or no break from this boy. So I said, I don't have, really there is no harmony in thought, word and action. I will smile at him and all that, but I'm thinking, my God, can't this child take one day break and leave me alone? I can't do this anymore. Tomorrow I'm going to resign my job. I can't, I'm getting a bad name in the school. Like he just introduced 5 times award. For what? I'm getting a bad name in the school. I don't know how to deal with this child. So I wrote my resignation letter, put it in front of Swami's picture in my altar and took it with me next day, thinking I will give it to the school director as soon as I go. But Swami has his own plan. The day I walked in, the director was very busy with the inspectors. The school inspectors come. She was very busy, so I couldn't talk to her. I went into the classroom. And I made a challenge. And I said, Swami, you told me to teach. You are my guru. You are my teacher. Remember, Swami, if I fail, you fail. Because you are my teacher. You didn't teach me how to handle this kind of problems, All this I spoke to his picture very vehemently. Went, took the letter. It is in my purse. Sure enough, I had a beautiful room that I touched. All the 3 sides of my room had glass windows. So as soon as her car, red car, is parked, I know this boy has arrived, the mother's car. So I could see, oh, he has come. He walked in and came through the door. Hi, Miss Geeta, he said. And I said, hi. How do you like my clothes, Miss Geeta? Do I look handsome? Very, very bright chap. So I looked at him, he's wearing some clothes. No harmony in thought, word and action. I'm thinking, who cares, whether you look good or not. But I said, oh, you look very handsome today. But this is where divine thought comes in. Without thinking, the words that came out of my mouth, I said, it is not enough to be handsome on the outside. You have to be handsome inside. He looked at me for a second. Now, being handsome was very important to this child. So he looked at me and said, walked away, and I'm waiting near the door to welcome the other children. 8 o'clock in the morning, all the children are coming. You're very busy. The parents are asking you some question. 1 year is waiting for some wooden block to be thrown or some child to cry. Somebody hit me, somebody bit me. I'm waiting for that. Nothing happened. He came back. I want to ask you a question, he said. Oh, what is it? What does being handsome inside mean? And for a split second, I'm thinking, what does that mean? Even to myself, I don't know, I just said it. What does that mean? So then I said, you think on your feet. So I said, oh, that just means you got to be really good. He said, oh, what does that mean? He doesn't know what being good is, right? What does that mean? I said, wow, this child for the first time is actually listening to what I have to say. So I started to give him a long lecture. Big mistake, right? Nobody wants to listen to long lectures. I started to give him a long lecture. I said, oh, that means, you shouldn't hit anybody, you shouldn't bite anybody, you shouldn't say bad words, you shouldn't do all these things. That's what it means. So he looked at me like I was crazy and he said, wow, being handsome inside sucks, he said. I don't want to be handsome inside. He walks away. I think, okay, that didn't work, whatever. So I went on, but throughout the day, this is what Swami says, that I am inside everybody. Somehow the Sai within me connected to the Sai within that boy. Somehow that moment, Swami decided to enter that child in a different way. So the day went by unusually quiet. Nobody's crying. We're not calling the ambulance. We're not calling 911. We're actually doing something in the class that's worth doing. And we have a recess to go outside in the playground. And we're outside and he comes back and says, do I have to be handsome when we come outside to play? I said, you bet, you got to be handsome all the time. Okay, this boy has heard. So somehow something changed that day. The day got over. The director was still not available. My resignation letter is still in my purse. And I came home. I said, okay, somehow today Swami didn't give me the opportunity to give that resignation letter. I'll do it tomorrow. The next day I go, the director has taken 1 week off. Holiday. She's gone on a vacation. So I said, okay, I guess I'm going to have to work for 1 more week. But this child comes that morning and she says, well, being handsome is really boring, but I'll try. So it started, and that 1 week, something happened, the child changed to the point when he not only understood it, he thought about it, He integrated it within himself, and suddenly the following day, mother calls me and says, Miss Geeta, can you explain this? This child told the counselor, I got to go to Miss Geeta's class and be really handsome all the time. So the counselor didn't understand what this was. She thought I was saying that the child should come in brand name clothes or something, you know. So the mother said, what does that mean? So I said, look, I said this, it seems to be working, so just keep telling him to be handsome, okay? You do it at home, I'll do it in school, counselor do it in her counseling sessions. So 3-4 days, 5th day, the child comes to me and says, Miss Geeta, come here, I got to tell you something. So what is it? 2 kids over there not being handsome in the playground, he's hitting him. So, he understood it, he's applying it to himself, and he's applying it to the environment around him. And I went home, took out my resignation letter and put it in the trash can. Okay, Swami? I recognize your hand in this. And so the child changed, became a beautiful boy. September through June, grew and blossomed, left my class and went into 1st grade. Years went by, 3 years went by, 4 years went by. 4 years went by, and suddenly he's gone now into the public school system. Suddenly in December, he's a 5th grader, and he comes during Christmas time with a big bunch of roses with his mother, and he's grown taller than me. He's almost 5'8" or 5'9" now, and he comes there and he says, Miss Geeta, come here, I got to tell you something. I didn't even recognize him. I said, oh, my goodness, you've grown taller. He says, yeah, it's nice to look down on you now. I said, what are you doing? He said, no, I came to tell you something, and I came to give you some roses today for Christmas. I said, oh, that's really nice. So he said, you know, I have a new job in my school. So I said, oh, what's the new job at school? So he says, well, I'm the conflict resolver in the playground. I'm the conflict resolver. So when I grow up, I want to study to do conflict resolution, so I can help children like me, Miss Geeta. What a lovely end to that story. 5 years have gone by, 6 years have gone by. One day, again in Puttaparthi, I have the good fortune of being sitting in front of Swami in the room at his feet, and he asked me, how is the school, how is the teaching? Swami, I used to tell him everything. Every time he asked me about my school, Swami, in fact, he used to even know some of the names of my children, you know, in the school. Then he said, hey, how is that rowdy? How is that rowdy? Swami has grown up now. He's almost going to go to middle school now. He says, if you fail as a teacher, I have also failed, is it not? That's what I had told his picture 6 years ago when I wrote that resignation letter. But I apply it to myself. Swami has been a guru to all of us for so many years, so many discourses, birthday, Shivaratri, Guru Purnima, how many discourses has he given his messages, and how much he hopes that we don't make him a failure in our practice. If we don't practice, we make him a failure. That is what I tried to learn from that lesson. The omnipresent thread running through my life beautifully. Whatever Swami said, he kept his word. Whatever he said, he kept his word. That was another thing I learned. If you tell somebody, I'll do something for you, do it. If you can't do it, don't promise it. Very simple. Very simple.